thanks guys for agreeing to listen to me for 10 minutes. And folks generally tend to think IT, computing, cure for insomnia, it's not it can be deemed not the most exciting subject in the world. And what I'm not going to do to you today is preach about you will do this and you must do that. What I'm going to really is open a little debate amongst us, if I may, in terms of time management and how we actually look after our time. And there was a lovely word you just used, procrastination, I think was the word you just used. Yes? Yes. How much time do we waste in Yorkshire speak, guys, chuffing around in our inbox? Do I have to translate chuffing, Danny? You all right with that? You got that term yet? Messing around in our inbox, yeah.
The equivalent.
What's the equivalent of it? He says, chuffing. No, never mind.
Taking the piss comes to mind.
That sounds right. So, not everything I show behind me today, guys, you're going to agree with. I want you to disagree with me. I want you to say, that won't work for me. And I've opened up this debate about how do we really manage our emails. So I'm interested in this. Right, guys. How many entries are currently in your inbox? Now, this is not just your work one. Maybe you have several different email accounts that actually you manage. There could be 2 or 3 work ones. There could be 2 or 3 private ones. Just sort of think in your head for a minute, how many entries are in your inbox? And if you have that number, please.
43.
Would you please stand up if that number is less than 100?
Is this red or unread?
In total.
Alright, I'll be here a while.
Personal and business.
Personal and business. How many items
personal
are
and business.
Yes. Okay. But maybe. And that's not unusual. Kind of half and half split about how good or good. Stay there, guys, please, if you will, because remain standing if that number's less than 50. A hesitant sit down there. So you're on the border somewhere there. Yeah?
You said you've been there a week.
Okay.
Is that low?
That's not untypical. Sort of less than 10% of the audience has an inbox of less than 10 entries. How many entries in your inbox, Sandra, at the moment, please?
There's probably about 5.
Okay.
Probably about 5.
Okay. And I know we've had this conversation before and you've been kind enough to take my training on before, but sort of what was the situation before that we had that session, what, 4 or 5 years ago now, I think, wasn't it? It was
Oh, I had thousands. and you know when your memory is good about you've had something and then you try and find it. And I had some training from Andy, and it ordered everything into folders and basically, like in corporate world, I used to like handling a piece of paper once.
yes, okay, same thing.
So the same concept of being able to open it, decide what to do with it, whether it needed to be put somewhere. I tend to leave, if it needs something, it's there, and I go back to it, and then, or it goes in a folder, or it gets deleted. So I don't have any.
It's the old adage.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandra. Those of you who were on the time management courses in the 1980s, Andrew, question mark? Yeah, sort of.
Too young for
Yeah.
So it's cool, 1980s. Yeah.
Mr. Kisby's time management, TMI, remember Time Management International?
Like I was at school, we didn't have computers actually. We had abacuses.
And Sam's absolutely right, it was all about touch the piece of paper once. And what I'm going to sort of suggest that you do today is touch that email once. That's where we're going with this. What's what we're going to try and achieve? And just before we go there, I'm very, very interested in what are the points of reference which govern your working day. What do you tend to use to decide what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do later, etc.? Where do you go to decide what governs your day? Now then, is that your magic book, Daniel, please?
No.
Whose is that?
Mine.
That
It's
is
not
yours.
mine.
Yeah, okay. Can I just borrow it a second?
It's a little black book there.
No, I'm not a little black book that can be also. Stephen, may I borrow your folder, please? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Sandra, you always have a paper diary with you.
Yeah.
Can I just borrow that a second? there's a bit of method in my madness.
I'm not going to let you out my sight though.
No, it's okay. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that.
He'll scan it and email you a copy of it.
Now then, the reason for doing this, guys, and when we actually give the group workshops where I spend a day talking about this. I'm not going to bore you with a day with this. Moving down to it. What I actually do in the group workshop is when everybody's out for the first coffee break, I whiz round the desks and I'll steal all these to kind of make the point if, and I don't want this to happen, somebody broke into your car down and nicked your little notebook. Sandra, somebody stole your handbag. Stephen, your file went closed. Mark, if this disappeared out of your world, could you survive?
I'll cry at first.
Quite, yeah.
No, I'm a good girl.
Mine doesn't need electricity though. Or
No,
electric-
no, they're computers. Thank you.
Sorry, what did you say?
You know what I mean? The kind of point I'm making,
Yeah,
guys,
I know.
is we have these points of reference that if they were lost, hell, would we be in a mess?
Yeah.
Fair comment? So, can anybody else think of any other references they have in their working day?
The kettle?
The kettle? Explain, Sandra,
Cups
please.
of tea.
Yeah, okay, fine.
When I sort of have a gap in my thoughts, I automatically go to the kettle, put
Absolutely
the
fine.
kettle on for a cup of tea, and then
Yeah.
everything sort of
Okay,
goes
fair
back
comment.
to...
Right, so what's your reference in your working day? What do you use?
Well, I use paper-based stuff as well. I
Okay.
have a lot of scribble books when I'm
You've got a scribble book.
Yeah.
It's a magic notebook.
Yeah, but then I also use tasks on the email.
Use tasks on your Outlook.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And then we have a CRM.
A CRM system and 2 phones?
Yeah,
One work, one private?
one's for drug business, one's for... one's personal, one's private, yeah.
Anybody else volunteer as to sort of the process or the methods they use to make reference in their working day? Andrew?
Everything's on electronically, so I have an iPad,
Okay.
a phone, and
Right.
a laptop, which are all synced together to tell me, whether it's Outlook, whether it's reminders,
Fine.
whatever. Yeah.
Here we go. What do we use? Paper diaries, yes. We use our inbox. Who uses their inbox as a to-do list?
Yeah.
Yes.
Folders.
Yeah.
views, and-
Those who weren't standing up first, all the 100 plus, do you really have 100 plus things to do? Or is it just you haven't got a method?
Procrastination about moving them into the folders they should be in. That's why there's so many bloody emails in there.
Okay.
And then you get daunted by the whole fact that there are 100 plus
Lovely.
emails.
And I think that's the point that Sandra was making.
Yeah.
You can take away the daunted factor by having some sort of control about what happens to them.
Unless it does it automatically, there's always going to be 100 emails in there.
I will challenge you, Mr. Zabriskie.
All right, crack on.
To-do lists, the paper to-do list, bless them. Okay, wall planners, yeah, sort of traditional notebooks, we have all sorts of stuff. Yellow post-it notes, yuck, horrible things, all you do is lose them. Yes, okay. And other points of reference. People talk to you, don't you? Yes. Yeah. Can you do this now? Yeah, etc., etc. And our beloved iPads and phones and smart devices. Okay. The reason I'm harping on about this is that you don't actually need that many points of reference, guys. What can happen these days is each and one of these can be condensed into one place. This one place is Microsoft Outlook, or it's Google Calendar, or it's whatever. And also showing you how a good PowerPoint presentation looks, by the way. It's like that, the way it's been at the bottom left hand corner. It's easy to do that in PowerPoint. It's really, really straightforward. But that's the point we're making. Why have 73 different points of reference when all we really need is one point of reference? So just a little think about that, how you manage yourself at the moment. And do you have something that you write in your paper diary and you also actually put it in your Google Calendar? And you also put it on your phone? And why are you doing this 3 or 4 times? We're just procrastinating. We're just really wasting time when we do all that. Okay. What was your question? Read or unread?
Yeah.
So, how many times do you open the same email? Are you guilty of opening it thinking, must do something with that, leave it lying around in our inbox, mark it as unread so that you know in a sense you need to action it?
No,
Is that your process?
No, I mean, I'm definitely listening out some efficiencies here, but I'll tell you what I do. I leave everything in my inbox,
Yeah, okay.
which is generally read. I mean, I've received 20 emails since I set off from the office to here, so that's in like I think 2 hours.
Sure.
And those will remain unread till I get back. Or if I'm out and about, like yesterday, I was at convention all day, read them, or if I've got action when I'm back in the office, I'll flag them, and then it's
Okay.
simple enough.
Yeah.
But what I find easy, and we might be able to talk about these folders, I see people with lots of folders that are
Yes.
really well organised, and my desk looks like this on a good day. But I use the search facility in Outlook, so I
Okay.
leave everything in the inbox, and if I want to find anything, I just search, and I sort of find that works not perfectly every time, but sufficiently for me. So
The key here is to actually get that inbox entry and to put it into a task that's referenced as this is the task project X, whatever that project X is. And so if you do a search for Fred blogs, you'll end up with 900 entries all for blogs, and then you have to search again to find it. If you put it in a task that says project X, you know to look in the task that says project X. That's where we go with this, for example.
Do the same as you, Tony.
So, now here's the time management stuff. How many times a day do you go into your inbox? Too many.
It's always open.
yeah.
Always open.
I've turned off my notifications.
Good
so
man.
I don't get
Love it, Dan. Thank you. Yes. Brilliant, Dan. Yes, good man. Okay. Permanently your inbox, is it always there? Is it always in your face?
What's that, sorry?
Your inbox. Is it always there? Is it always in front of your screen?
No, I go into it twice a day.
Twice a day. Good man. Andrew.
No, I'm probably like Shaz, probably a couple of times a day. I mean,
Good.
I'll check.
Good.
Yeah, a couple of times a day.
Marvellous. Yeah, excellent. Stephen.
Looking at me then. I suppose I'm out on the road quite a bit.
Yes.
I read my emails usually on my iPhone. A bit like Tony, I'll read and I'll come back to it later on when I get back home.
This is where I'm inefficient. If I'm in my office, Outlook's open for 8 hours. I treat an email coming in like a knock on the door. You reply it, and then I have it on my phone. And every time my phone buzzes at home, 9, 10 o'clock at night, I read my email.
And we're emailed by the sheer nature of our inquisitive people. We're business owners. We want to know about this stuff. So we go, oh, it's an important email, we'll just read it. No, it's not. In reality, it is not the most important thing you've got to do in your day. And so, even though you can have Outlook open, part of the things we do is we don't actually have the inbox showing until such time as you actually want to go and need to go into your inbox. Twice a day is brilliant. I would recommend 3. Sorry, Andrew.
Well, I'll check it. I mean, sometimes you get email from a client who wants something.
Okay,
And to me, that needs dealing with quickly.
fine.
So I will check. I mean, I probably have twice a day to kind of sort through and do things
Yeah.
properly, but I will check. Like, see if I'm my phone in the car.
Okay.
Has Mrs. Smith email because it wants this urgently.
Yeah, fine.
I'll deal with that.
And it's a personal preference whether you actually do what Dan does and take little notifications off the bottom so you don't actually see them, as opposed to going in your inbox more than often. Because we could have a little glance to the right hand side saying, don't need to do with that now.
Yeah.
But I think part of your process, Andrew, is actually educating the people who send the emails what's a sensible timescale for a reply, and I'll come to that in a second. It's about satisfying your audience, isn't it, in that sense? Because don't you hate it when somebody emails you, texts you, rings you on your mobile, rings you on a landline, all within the space of about 4 minutes?
Yeah,
Have you had my email?
Yeah, you replied to my email.
Yes.
Well, I'm on the phone talking to you, that's why. And I'm driving.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Inside our business, we've got a protocol that says, if it's really urgent, don't email me. I'll back it up with an email afterwards. We said, really urgent, don't email me. It's all about deciding priorities. Yeah, our thought is 3 times a day. Twice is brilliant. 3 times a day in your inbox. First thing in the morning, mid-morning. Sorry, beg your pardon. First thing in the morning, late morning, mid-afternoon. If you can keep out of it, Dan's going to throw
My
something at me.
business is all about documenting everything we do and say.
Fine.
So a phone call to you, for instance, would be followed up with an email which we put in
Perfect.
a file.
Perfect.
So I'm in my Outlook a lot.
Mm. I'm in my Outlook all day, every day. I'm not in the inbox all day, every day. And there's a subtle difference there.
Yeah.
Because Outlook's got 4 main components. It's got inbox, it's got tasks, it's got calendars, it's got contacts. And I'm in my tasks and calendars all the time, side by side on the screen. I'm in my contacts when I need to be to find some reference about people. I'm in my inbox 3 times a day. And what I don't have is my inbox on the screen, because it just distracts me. So I'll focus on the tasks that I'm meant to be doing, the meetings I'm meant to be attending, That's the focus. When I've done those 3 or 4 tasks in the hour and a half, I give myself then about 11 o'clock. Inbox junkie. Go into my inbox and see what's involved. It's a massive sea change for somebody. I appreciate and understand that. And I don't know how much you may talk about, Shogun, in what you do already. Is this something that's part of what you present?
Definitely, I mean, and I've learned this from working in banking. It's a very reactive place. Obviously, we all come into work, we all have a list of things to do, and what happens is we will pick off the small, easy ones because we think that's not going to take too much time, I'll do those. But the important ones are the big bulk things. Now, the people who I'd work with would bring in all their piles of paperwork and plonk them on the desk and say, I've got all this to do. Then they'd open up their emails, then they'd have their phone, and they'd be constantly throughout the entire day reacting to a customer, reacting to this, reacting to that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you were to ask them what have you done, they'd be like,
Don't
it's
know.
been really busy. Doing what? Urgent stuff. Not important stuff, it's just urgent because you're reacting to it. So as a result of that, I thought to myself, at 11 o'clock, that's when I'm going to reply to phone calls. Everyone, because in banking, they're all programmed a certain way. No, if the customer calls you, you're a business manager, you've got to answer it straight away. I was like, bullshit. I'm going to reply to that message at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, if I get a call in the afternoon, and in the morning, I'll reply at 11. I'll structure my day so that I can do what I want to do.
Perfect.
Emails, phone calls, I would follow in a certain time frame in the morning.
Perfect.
Get on with what I actually want to do in that day, so at the end of the day, I can have that sense of satisfaction thinking, I have actually made progress towards what it was that I wanted to achieve. Instead of getting to the next day and thinking, oh shit, that thing I didn't do yesterday, I'm going to put it on today's list. And at the end of the day, I'm going to put that on tomorrow's list. And it just continues and continues, and people don't have a sense of satisfaction.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's the time management. That's, I mean, I intentionally block time out of my day. I need
Brilliant.
half an hour for admin, I need 2 hours for a report, whatever.
Fine.
But that goes in the diary, and bar miracles, that doesn't change.
Good man. Good man. And whether you can do what Shows Andrew was talking about, really, depends whether your industry is proactive or reactive. If it's proactive, you can do it, you can plan it beautifully. If it's reactive, selling cars, maybe not. So, yeah, maybe there's something that comes in the way, like, big deal. Understand all that. But it's, the more you can be proactive in your business and not reactive to other people, better. You'll become far more effective and efficient in what you do.
One thing that really annoys me, Andy, is, I don't know if anybody has in the room, you have a meeting and someone's got their phone, they're looking at the phone all the time and trying to email. I always say to them, you mind switching your phone off? That really gets me, and I don't know why it has to be.
Somebody came on one of our public outlook workshops.
So you're not paying attention to it.
No, no,
You're not paying attention to it. They're saying, I'm not really interested in this conversation.
Yeah, precisely. That's why I say to them, am I boring you?
Yeah, exactly
They say, yeah.
that.
But if you get that on your courses, Andy, do people have
Completely,
their
yeah.
phones on? Do they bring phones and leave them on? Or do you
Well,
just switch them off?
this is that thing. I had a guy in one of our one-day outlook workshops who actually spent all day on his smart device. What's the point of going on this, mate? You just shoot yourself in the
The worst is when you see a couple together and they're both on their smart devices. They're not interacting with each other.
No, they are on their smart devices. They're interacting with each
What
other.
they're doing is breaking up with each other.
So, kind of to answer your point, Dan, if I can put you on the spot here, what do you think is a reasonable time in which to reply to an email?
Depends on the nature of the email.
On average,
Within a day.
a day. Steve, answer that question for me. In a typical business.
It's not single
I would
person.
say within 3 hours, something like that.
Tony,
Yeah, 24 hours, I'd say.
I think that's fair.
I don't always reply to all my emails.
No, the reply might be, oi,
Because some of them are,
you've been talking to Samantha, you're
some of
right.
them are unsolicited and I don't want to waste any time by giving them any attention.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and actually, statistics prove horrible too. We don't actually do anything sensible with 65 or 70% of the emails that we receive. We trash them or dump them or just delete it because that's the life these days, the way it is. But one, you need to do something with a reply to. That reply might be, thanks for email, I'm presenting for a couple of days, I'll come back to you next Tuesday.